Hi, this is Billie Beene here with a U.S. News Flash Update. Today's date, September 5, 2024. Time, about 6 p.m. in Texas. This is U.S. News Episode 224. So let's get started. I'd like to begin first by saying thank you to Becky D for additional support for my channel. Now, we've got some major things going on in New York City. First, I'm going to begin in Aurora, Colorado. We had a report from USA Today. I've been reporting on the Venezuelan gangs taking over apartment complexes in Aurora, Colorado. The Dem mayor, Paula, said, "Oh, nothing to see here." And the local police said, "Oh, we're investigating and making a plan." Well, now today, Aurora, Colorado police are telling the American citizens there to shelter in place. So we'll have to see what's going on there. Now, JWTV and additional sources are reporting, and I reported also recently about the U.S. military being in New York City, taking over the hotels surrounding a courthouse where allegedly President Trump may be sentenced to Rikers Island jail on September 18. In the know, sources are saying that's not going to happen. But what is happening in New York City is that the U.S. military is there and that they have taken over many hotels in New York City and Manhattan and the Brooklyn areas. Very few NYPD are seen on the streets. And in the area where there's a major grouping of U.S. military and National Guard, we also see the New York City hazmat trucks being grouped. Now, allegedly, this has to do with an upcoming exercise on September 14 and 15. So we'll see an exercise that practices response for pandemics, bio or chem hazmat events, or natural disasters. So that's going on. And we've had a source, Crowdsourced Truth, who's on Twitter, now called X, Mr. Goodman, who's been putting out the videos about the U.S. military being in New York City. Now, in my last video or so, I reported on the FBI arresting a former aide to Dem Governor Kathy Hochul of the state of New York for a former chief of staff who is Chinese. She and her husband were both arrested. Well, now, today, breaking news, the FBI raids the homes of Deputy Mayor, New York City, Deputy Mayor Sheena Wright, and New York City Deputy Mayor Philip Banks, and his brother, School Chancellor David Banks, and Police Commissioner Edward Caban, plus the FBI has gone to the police chief and senior members of NYPD's management and have secured their phones and other electronic devices. It appears that the mayor of New York City, Eric Adams, has been under investigation by the FBI regarding campaign finance. So we see today, we see 4 top New York City government officials having their homes raided, their cell phones taken, and other electronic devices, and including the police commissioner, Edward Caban, and The police, NYPD police chief, senior members of NYPD management also asked by the FBI to surrender their phones. So that's going on. Now, regarding President Trump, we see this. In a Dem internal political party poll, it shows President Trump firmly to receive the vote in 37 states, which would give him 353 electoral votes. In the system the U.S. uses citizens vote. The votes are counted by state, and then the states have so many electoral votes. In order for a president to be elected, that president needs to have at least 270 electoral votes. But we see President Trump firmly in charge with 37 states, and this is from the Dem political party. He will pick up the vote of 37 states, giving him 353 electoral votes, and most likely 4 additional states. So it looks like President Trump is getting back in the saddle, and it's possible that these FBI raids we're seeing, that arrest of New York State Kathy Hochul, Dems, former aide, Linda Sun, and her husband, Christopher Hu. And then today, the raiding of the homes of 4 top New York City officials, and also additional information being secured from the NYPD police chief and others. So we see President Trump getting back in the saddle. And it's more and more unlikely that President Trump will make that court appearance on September 18 and be arrested. After all, many Americans believe he rightfully goes by the title president right now. So this concludes my flash. I love you, and I'll see you soon.